In the serene atmosphere of Linshan ancient city, an unexpected disturbance shattered the tranquility. The sky split open, revealing a terrifying entity that descended upon the unsuspecting residents. A man relaxing by a pond noticed the anomaly, and with a gasp he realized its significance. From the rift emerges a colossal creature, wreaking havoc on the cityscape. Panic engulfed the citizens as they fled from the monstrous behemoth, screaming in terror. The man, previously unconcerned, now stood frozen in awe and fear, his gaze fixed on the rampaging beast. Amidst the chaos, the man's phone rang, a very real reminder of the situation. Despite the impending danger, his mind was filled with the promise of a long-awaited reunion with his girlfriend after 3 years of separation. As the massive fireball hurtled towards him, the man gathered his resolve, attempting to withstand the onslaught. However, his efforts proved futile against the overwhelming force, and he succumbed to the flames, his body engulfed in searing pain. In his final moments, in the midst of hell, regret flooded his mind. He lamented unfinished conversations, unfulfilled promises, and shattered dreams. As her charred body fell to the ground, she resigned herself to the cruel fate that awaited her. Her hopes of reuniting were extinguished in the flames. As the man's life stretched out, his hand dipped into the still water of the pond beside him, emitting a soft glow that attracted the attention of the surrounding fish. From her fingertips, spectral essence flowed into the pond, signaling the start of a profound transformation. After this event, Earth became a battlefield for the terrifying invaders, their attacks becoming more frequent. What was once thought to be a mere rumor became a terrifying reality, etched into history with each disaster that occurred. History bears witness to this otherworldly intrusion: the fall of the dragon in the Dongchuan Sea in 1934, the giant crab-shaped rampage along the Maligyo coast in 1947, and the appearance of a water monster in the waters southeast of Longyo in 2020, which coincided with the appearance of an ominous red moon. However, these attacks were short-lived, vanishing without a trace at daybreak, leaving only destruction and loss. The losses suffered by mankind are so great, this phenomenon is turning into a recurring man-made disaster. In the quiet center of the city, whispers of the latest disaster echoed. Conversations swirled about an unexplained incident near the pond, sparking anxiety and a heightened sense of urgency among the residents. Meanwhile, from the depths of the pond, a moving creature awoke, confused by its new form and surroundings. Unaware of the chain of disaster it had set in motion. Slowly, the reality of its changes began to dawn on it, eliciting feelings of shock and disbelief. "I am not. No, I've already a fish," she exclaimed in disbelief, grappling with the absurdity of the event. Staring into the mirror at the bottom of the pond only added to her astonishment, as she saw her fish-like face reflected back at her. Silent contemplation enveloped her as she grappled with her new identity, memories of her former life flooding back. Memories of his death and the longing to reunite with his beloved filled his mind, fueling his desire to escape his current predicament. Suddenly, a sense of impending danger grips her as a sinister presence appears behind her. Surrounded by a swarm of hideous crab-like creatures, she fled in terror, frantically calling for help. Her escape is hindered by more monsters gathering in front of her, trapping her in dire straits. In a stroke of luck, a giant fish appeared overhead, quickly dispatching one of the chasing crabs. Seizing the opportunity, he escaped as fast as he could, seeking refuge in a nearby tin can. Her heart was racing with fear and uncertainty. As she attempted to navigate the treacherous waters, she was confronted with many menacing sea creatures. Each one was more ferocious than the last, underscoring the dangerous nature of her new existence. Amidst the chaos and danger, survival seemed like an insurmountable challenge. Suddenly, a screen appeared from the system, announcing the activation of an invincible leveling system. To his astonishment, a mermaid appeared before him, her presence unexpected and confusing. Finally, he muttered faintly. Confused by her sudden appearance, he asked, "What are you doing here?" His confusion was compounded when the mermaid caught his fin, which elicited a startled reaction. "What?" he exclaimed as the mermaid quickly withdrew it, his mind filled with questions. Navigating through the fish-filled ocean, fear gnawed at him as they ventured into the shallow water area. Overwhelmed by the experience, she felt nauseous and vomited when they arrived at their destination. After regaining her composure, she asked, "Who are you?" The mermaid revealed herself as her system, revealing her status through the system screen. She found herself as Lin Hao, a level 1 black coid with few attributes. Curious about leveling up, Lin Hao sought guidance from the system, which instructed him to consume breadcrumbs. While devouring the breadcrumbs, he watched in amazement as his evolution points increased. "Eating makes me evolve," he marveled. With newfound determination, Lin Hao vigorously devoured the breadcrumbs, his resolve unwavering. "What the hell?" he exclaimed, embracing the transformative power of consumption as a means to improve his abilities. After diligently consuming breadcrumbs, Lin Hao accumulated 5 evolution points, although he couldn't shake off the sense of disappointment over the modest progress. "Is this really worth it?" he pondered aloud, questioning his work. Unexpectedly, a human silhouette appeared above, throwing more breadcrumbs into the water. Lin Hao eagerly gobbled them up, adding an extra 0.5 points to his tally. Puzzled by the generosity of the midnight visitor, he pondered, "Who feeds the fish at this hour?" To her astonishment, the bread-bearer turned out to be none other than Lin Hao's girlfriend. Overcome by emotion, she gazed at their photo together, tears streaming down her face. "We were so close to seeing each other," she lamented, reminiscing about their plans to reunite. Listening intently from inside the pool, Lin Hao couldn't help but notice their shared names and wonder if her husband had also suffered the same fate. As he lamented their missed opportunity, the photo slid from his grasp, falling into the water below. Seeing her grief-stricken reaction, Lin Hao felt a deep pain. Sensing her departure, a man approached, urging her to leave. Wiping away her tears, she agreed, secretly vowing to return after her task was completed. "Don't worry, Lin Hao," he whispered silently, his promise still in the air as they left. Lin Hao's heart raced as he watched the pocket watch sink into the pool, bearing the image of himself and Xiao Ixu. "Xiao Ixu?" he exclaimed, his voice trembling with hope. "Is that Xu?" With fierce determination, he pushed himself to the surface, exclaiming desperately, "Xu, don't leave, wait for me." Coming out of the water, Lin Hao frantically searched for her, but Xiao Ixu was nowhere to be found. Devastated by disappointment, he whispered her name, his voice heavy with longing. "Xu, how can I live without you?" As he watched the photo sink deeper into the murky depths, surrounded by terrifying creatures, Lin Hao vowed to take back their precious memories. Despite feeling helpless, his resolve remained firm. "I have to get them back, somehow," he murmured through tears. "We always lose each other, but not this time, Xu. Wait for me." With renewed determination, Lin Hao forged ahead, devouring smaller creatures and quickly leveling up. His excitement obvious, he relentlessly pursued his prey, unwilling to let anything stand in his way. Surprised by his vigor, the system commented, "I've never seen a fish so excited on its first day." Most fish take a few days to acclimatize. The system screen blinked, announcing, "The host has met the requirements to evolve." "Would you like to evolve now?" Lin Hao pondered, "Where will this evolution take me?" Choosing evolution, he began the process. Emerging from the transformation, Lin Hao found himself face to face with the system. "Surprised," he exclaimed, "you startled me." The system, equally surprised, asked, "Why did you take so long to evolve?" Lin Hao, who was still shaken by the experience, said, "I feel longer now, and my scales are harder." With a playful grin, the system asked, "Which part feels longer?" Lin Hao, who felt awkward, replied, "Well, I'm a fish now, so." Checking his new status, Lin Hao noted his level 3 status, along with the addition of 2 skills, Mighty Tail Sweep and Steel Scale Armor. The system outlined the new skills, explaining the mechanics of each. Lin Hao nodded, pleased with the benefits. Seeing the sea monsters feasting nearby, Lin Hao wasted no time. Utilizing his newfound skills, he quickly attacked the creatures, unleashing a sweep of his tail to fend them off. With each attack, Lin Hao felt a newfound sense of strength and purpose. Eager to continue his journey of evolution and exploration in the vast underwater world. Suddenly, a huge fish appeared from behind Lin Hao, its jaws wide open, ready to swallow him whole. Reacting quickly, Lin Hao activated his Steel Scale Armor skill, rendering the fish's teeth useless as they crunched against his reinforced scales. The surrounding creatures scattered in fear, while Lin Hao felt a wave of satisfaction at his newfound strength. As the system screen appeared, updating the mission, Lin Hao's curiosity was piqued. "Can I really complete this mission?" he wondered aloud. The system assured him, hinting at the tantalizing rewards awaiting completion. Lin Hao's mind turned to his ultimate goal, regaining his lost memories and perhaps even regaining his human form. Determined, Lin Hao plunged deeper into the abyss, ignoring the system's warning of danger. Hiding himself among the seaweed, he finally found Xiaoxu's pocket watch, a ray of hope amidst the darkness. With the surrounding predators momentarily distracted, Lin Hao seized the opportunity to retrieve the precious memento. With eyes twinkling with determination, Lin Hao realized that every challenge he faced brought him one step closer to his ultimate goal. As he prepared himself to face the trials ahead, he knew that the journey to redemption and rediscovery would be fraught with danger, but he was ready to face it head-on. As Lin Hao approached the pocket watch, he whispered, "Xiaoxu." However, as he approached, a horrifying sight greeted him. A giant eel-like monster blocked his way. Beads of sweat formed on Lin Hao's brow as a sense of déjà vu enveloped him. "I'm like returning to Linqian ancient city," he muttered to himself. The system gently guided Lin Hao back to the surface, observing his expression, which showed resignation rather than despair. "You desire evolution and strength, yet fail to recognize the strength within yourself," the system said. Lin Hao's response was tinged with self-doubt. "I'm useless. I can't even pick up the watch," he lamented, his mind drifting to precious memories. In his memory, Xiaoxu came out of the bathroom and found Lin Hao engrossed in his laptop. Her ignorant attempt to startle him ended with a warm hug. "Lin Hao, I'm hungry," she said. Immediately, Lin Hao offered to prepare the noodles and disappeared in the kitchen. "The noodles are ready," he exclaimed, expecting an answer from Xiaoxu, but she was nowhere to be found. "Xiaoxu, where did you go?" Lin Hao's voice echoed in the empty room, a poignant reminder of their time together. Interrupting his reverie, the system prodded, "Why daydream?" Lin Hao shook off the grip of the memory, dismissing it as unimportant. "It's nothing," he replied. The system's tone changed, emphasizing the need for effort in achieving its desires. "If you seek something, you must strive for it. Work diligently to accelerate your evolution," the system said. Pondering Xiaoxu's absence, Lin Hao muttered softly, "Xiaoxu. You're right." With newfound determination, Lin Hao gathered his spirit, exclaiming, "Let's start again." As he scanned his surroundings, he saw a sizable snail below him, prompting curiosity about the unusual size of the snails in the area. While trying to consume it, Lin Hao had difficulty due to the snail's strong shell, which caused him to get frustrated and spit it out. "I can't even chew this food. How annoying," he complained, while reflecting on her slow progress in gaining strength. Meanwhile, Xiaoxu embarked on a journey to a beach, where an unusual sight awaited her, a beach sea monster. Alarmed by the potential danger, a colleague expressed astonishment, prompting Xiaoxu to evacuate immediately. Realizing the risk posed by the creature's decaying carcass, she warned of its potential to explode. Drawing parallels with the famous phenomenon of exploding whale carcasses caused by the buildup of noxious gases, an event known for its destructive potential. Undeterred by the dangerous situation, Xiaoxu readied her equipment and approached the monster, ready to tackle the impending threat. Her swift and decisive actions demonstrate her courage and commitment to protecting others from harm, highlighting her expertise in handling extraordinary situations. Xiaoxu quickly intervened, making a small incision in the monster's abdomen and inserting a tube to facilitate gas expulsion. Assuring her team that the creature would recover once the gas was removed, Xiaoxu monitored the process closely. However, the sudden change in the monster's stomach raised concerns among her subordinates, who then informed her of the anomaly. Sensing imminent danger, Xiaoxu immediately ordered her team to evacuate the area, holding the hands of her subordinates as they fled to safety. As they retreated, the monster's body erupted into a violent explosion, underscoring the precariousness of the situation. Meanwhile, Lin Hao continued his hunt for sustenance, encountering a trio of shrimp in front of him. With deliberate precision, Lin Hao devoured the creatures, savoring their taste and texture while recognizing their higher evolutionary potential compared to fish food. The system immediately recognized his achievement, rewarding him with evolution points and the title of Black Shellfish Hunter, along with a treasure chest filled with mysterious energy. Excited by the prospect of opening its contents, Lin Hao eagerly agreed to open the treasure chest. As the chest emitted energy, waves of power flowed through Lin Hao's body, signaling newfound possibilities and potential improvements. With each achievement and accolade, Lin Hao's journey towards evolution and strength grew more exciting, driven by his determination to overcome challenges and fulfill his aspirations. After his successful hunt, the system provides Lin Hao with a wide selection of rewards, including upgrades such as increased strength, agility, and critical ability, as well as special skills like Bubble Blast and Resilient Fins. Among these choices, Lin Hao chose Razor Shark Teeth, realizing its potential usefulness in his ever-evolving journey. Expressing his satisfaction with the choice, Lin Hao acknowledged the importance of this gift in his current endeavor. Intrigued by Lin Hao's choice, the system eagerly inquired about the selection, prompting Lin Hao's amused response regarding the system's apparent surprise despite its omniscient role. As the system clarified the randomness of the reward, Lin Hao awaited the reveal of his chosen upgrade. Upon receiving the reward, Lin Hao felt an unusual sensation, triggering discomfort and itchiness. Out of desperation, he impulsively devoured a nearby snail, marveling at his newfound ability to chew through its tough shell with ease. Excited by his improved dental prowess, Lin Hao eagerly showed his changed teeth to the system, seeking validation for the visible changes. However, the system hesitated to give a conclusive response, citing its limitations in assessing such changes. Despite the ambiguity, Lin Hao's teeth now bear a striking resemblance to shark teeth, a clear manifestation of his ongoing evolution and the unexpected changes that accompany his quest for strength and adaptation. Lin Hao ventured into deeper waters, determined to fulfill his mission by consuming the mutated fish. However, after tasting the mutated fish, he finds it unpalatable, prompting him to ponder the cause behind the bad taste. Speculating on whether pollution from sewage had triggered the fish mutation, Lin Hao sought clarification from the system regarding the mission conditions, wanting to know if it was predetermined or randomly generated. However, the system remained unconvinced, unable to give a definitive answer to Lin Hao's question. Undaunted, they continued their exploration, traversing the various pool areas. Lin Hao's keen observation revealed the prevalence of mutated fish in the vicinity, raising questions about the origins of these aberrant creatures and their potential connection to the monsters responsible for his death. Suddenly, Lin Hao sensed a presence lurking behind him, but the mysterious creature vanished before he could confirm its identity, leaving him uneasy. Above the water's surface, he overheard a conversation between two people discussing the release of pleco fish into the pond. Concerned about the potential impact of introducing non-native species into the ecosystem, Lin Hao listened intently to their exchange, recognizing the potential implications of such actions on the fragile balance of the pond. Lin Hao was shocked by the reckless actions of the two people, exclaiming, "You bastards! How dare you release pleco fish into this pond?" Suddenly, from the depths appeared a dormant colossal creature near the watch. The monster rose rapidly, showing clear intent to prey on the fish that had just been introduced. In response to the growing threat, the system screen appeared, issuing a dire warning about the dangerous situation at hand. The screen stated, "Alert. The danger level is extremely high. Prepare for battle." Lin Hao braced himself for the upcoming confrontation. Fully aware of the imminent danger posed by the awakened monster and the chaos it threatened in the pool, Lin Hao watched the huge monster engage in battle with the pleco fish, feeling rather helpless in the confined space of the pond. Another creature, resembling a mutated shark, entered the fray, intensifying the spectacle of the battle taking place before Lin Hao's eyes. Observing the clash between the two beasts, Lin Hao remarked, "They're fighting for fish. Looks like I'm the lucky one now." Despite the chaos, he found solace in his favorable position. Suddenly, the pleco fish swam behind Lin Hao, encouraging him to eat it despite its tough texture, giving him a sizable 10 evolution points. Excited by the unexpected reward, Lin Hao pondered on the significance of the moment. Meanwhile, the eel-like monster emerged victorious over the mutated shark, locking eyes with Lin Hao. Sensing the creature's intentions, Lin Hao urged himself to remain calm, paying attention to his injured state. "Good. He seems to be in pain too," he said, finding a glimmer of hope in the situation. As the monster approached him, Lin Hao quickly sought refuge behind a solid rock, narrowly avoiding its powerful tail attack. Although he managed to escape, he couldn't shake off the uneasiness lingering in the air. "With so many pleco fish around, it seems like the monster left me and went towards those fish," he said. But why does the atmosphere still feel tense? Uncertainty loomed as Lin Hao grappled with the ominous atmosphere around him. The menacing monster continued to attack, relentlessly targeting Lin Hao's hiding spot. Faced with an imminent threat, Lin Hao's mind was filled with thoughts of survival. Will he come again? Will he kill me? He wondered, feeling the weight of despair pressing down on him. Despite the dire circumstances, he clung to the remaining glimmer of hope. With the monster's new attack destroying his sanctuary, Lin Hao took a fleeting opportunity to escape. However, before he could evade the creature's clutches, its quick and agile tongue ensnared him, rendering his efforts futile. Trapped and facing imminent danger, Lin Hao's thoughts turned to Xu, his beacon of hope amidst the darkness. "Xu is still waiting for me," he murmured, strengthening his resolve to fight the incoming threat. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos of the sea monster explosion, Xiao Xui and her companion struggled to survive. Displaying incredible courage and ingenuity, Xiao Xui deftly defended herself from the aerial threat posed by the creature's eggs. As a testament to her ingenuity, she rallied her companions to destroy the eggs, preventing any further harm from befalling their group. As Xiao Xu's valiant efforts unfolded, Lin Hao found himself trapped in darkness, grappling with the fear of his own death. "I don't want to die," he whispered, his voice echoing in the oppressive silence. Determined to defy the odds and escape his dire predicament, Lin Hao was determined to fight for his survival and find a way out of the abyss. "Do not perish in this place, for that would be a grievous injustice," he exclaimed, his voice tinged with urgency. "I cannot give up here." Her words were cut off as the crystal above her head began to emit a bright light, bringing it into the belly of the monstrous creature. "I must find a way to escape," she determined, panic rising within her. Suddenly, a memory appeared in Lin Hao's mind. Ah, yes, he had an injury earlier. "There's a wound on his back," he realized, although the difficulty to see the direction inside the creature's abdomen confused him. "I have to break free immediately, lest I be consumed by its digestion." "All right. With the steel scale armor giving me a moment's respite, and aided by the sharp tooth, I'll find the wound," he was determined. Looking at the emerald light ahead, Lin Hao surmised, could that be the location of the wound? To his relief, he discovered the creature was swallowing a healing substance. Approaching the glowing area, Lin Hao confirmed it as the location of the wound. "This is it," he exclaimed. "Without delay, strengthen the scales. Seize this opportunity," he ordered himself. Penetrating the wound, Lin Hao brought out a roar of pain from the creature, successfully piercing its abdomen and securing its release. Quickly swimming away, Lin Hao noted the creature retreating into the sea. "It's a good thing the creature was injured, otherwise I would have perished," he said. Worried, the system asked, "Are you unharmed?" In the depths of this abyss, which is capable of holding a giant mutant snake, who knows what mysteries lie beneath? Could there be a portal between dimensions? Lin Hao pondered, prompting the system's suggestion to explore further. "Once he sends bigger creatures here, then I will." Lin Hao's words were cut off by another voice. "Eat that little fish over there." Turning his attention to the nearby plenko fish, Lin Hao swam towards them, thanking nature for its blessings. "Thank you for your bounty," he murmured. Consuming the fish, Lin Hao couldn't hold back the tears and said, "These fish don't taste good, but their experience points are huge." The system screen appeared, offering Lin Hao a chance to evolve immediately, given his eligibility. Yes, he eagerly accepted. Undergoing his evolution, Lin Hao immediately checked the updated statistics window, revealing his transformation into a black koi at level 4, now measuring 70 centimeters in length and 10.1 kilograms in weight. His combat strength reached 3.2, accompanied by skills such as strong bite, mighty tail sweep, and steel scale armor. However, his divine power remained absent, while he had 51 evolution points out of 300. Observing his improved skills, Lin Hao asked, "What is this?" Discovering that strong bite was a passive skill, he pondered, "So it is a passive skill." Although pleased with his progress, Lin Hao couldn't help but feel inadequate, compared to the formidable snakes he had encountered earlier. As the system screen reappeared, a new mission appeared before him, sparking excitement. "Mission," Lin Hao exclaimed. "Eat 100 plenko fish. Eat 100 apple snails, and overcome the challenge of eating mutant creatures to obtain random skills." Eagerly accepting the mission, Lin Hao declared, "Plenko fish, here I come." Upon arrival, Lin Hao wasted no time in devouring the fish. However, as he consumed it, he noticed the absence of meat and exclaimed, "What? Just an empty shell?" To his surprise, inside the fish was a parasitic worm gnawing on its host. The parasite, seemingly looking for its next target, darted quickly. It aimed straight at the fish's eyes, as if it wanted to pierce its skull. What kind of strange creature is this? Lin Hao pondered aloud, puzzled by the disturbing sight. The fish seemed to be on the verge of death, prompting Lin Hao to ask, Is that fish already dead? Seeking clarification, Lin Hao turned to the system, inquiring about the identity of the fish and whether it could be eaten. The system's response was brief. Just eat it if you want. Without hesitation, Lin Hao ate the fish, only for the parasites inside to quickly come out and disappear into the air. Ah! It went into my mouth and instantly vanished, Lin Hao exclaimed in shock. Inwardly, Lin Hao pondered the origin of the fish, noting its familiarity with the deep water area despite being found in the shallow water region. His mind drifted to his constant anxiety in this supposedly calm place, pondering potential solutions for the future. Interrupting his thoughts, the system probed, "What's up?" Still busy with the watch. Realizing the urgency of his mission, Lin Hao refocused his efforts. Indeed, I have to evolve quickly to retrieve it. I've already wasted too much time, he decided, restarting his hunt with renewed determination. Meanwhile, on a distant shore, a ship was anchored, surrounded by police officers. Inside, a grim scene unfolded. A man lay stiff, his neck horribly severed. Another survivor, visibly traumatized, recounted the events and attributed the tragedy to the Marenidae. It's all because of the Marenidae, he said. Skeptical, the police dismissed his claims and encouraged the survivor to recount his harrowing experience, which had prompted him to call the authorities in fear. You mentioned them, the policeman pressed, seeking clarification. But there's only one body. Where are the others? The policeman asked, puzzled by the discrepancy. The man's disbelief was obvious as he exclaimed, "Impossible. You must be joking." I witnessed it firsthand. The Marenidae killed them, he insisted. I warned them from the start about the danger, but they still insisted on taking them home. Trying to maintain order, the policeman urged, "Calm down, don't be an eyesore." "This is futile. It's all over," the man despaired. "Contact the Dragon Group. This might be their jurisdiction," the policeman directed. In the middle of the investigation, Xiaoxu arrived and immediately checked the fishes in the ship's aquarium. Confirming her suspicions, she said, "As I suspected, only empty shells remain." Curious about the creature's origins, she asked, "Where did you find this creature?" "Near the seal beach," the man replied. Noticing the missing body, Xiaoxu concluded, "I see. Is there a missing body as well?" Confirming her conclusion, the policeman added, "Yes, the last blood trail leads to a nearby river." Recalling her previous encounters with mutant creatures, Xiaoxu speculated inwardly. Looks like the mutant Marenidae attacked the creature since yesterday, filling its body with eggs. So the extermination didn't work. Immediately, Xiaoxu contacted Mr. Zhao, requesting an immediate evacuation of the area due to the potential infiltration of mutant creatures into the inner zone. Turning to the police, Xiaoxu instructed, "Take me to the river." Meanwhile, Lin Hao continued his feast, having consumed a lot of fish until he was full. "Ah, this is the last one," he said with satisfaction. Confused by Lin Hao's choice of prey, the system questioned, "In a pond this big, why only focus on pleco fish?" Unperturbed, Lin Hao explained, "You don't seem to realize, pleco fish are an invasive species. I've almost run out of food sources that pose a threat to me in shallow water areas," Lin Hao said. "Only harmless native fish remain, which I don't need to consume." The system screen appeared, showing Lin Hao's accumulated evolution points, 1680 out of 1000, eligible to evolve. Excitedly, Lin Hao anticipated leveling up once again. Contemplating the potential benefits of evolution, Lin Hao pondered the meaning of the House of Fortune symbol. Am I really just a koi fish? Or will I undergo an upgrade, transforming into another species? He pondered. The system screen updated, displaying a new mission. Lin Hao learned the normal mission to eat 100 pleco fish. After eating 32 so far, and a more challenging task to eat 10 mutant creatures, which promised a blue treasure chest as a reward. Realizing the task update occurred at midnight, Lin Hao strategized, considering the feasibility of consuming the surrounding mutant creatures. He questioned the presence of Marenidae, which were usually found in the sea and the pond. Could it be that someone had intentionally introduced a mutant creature, or did it sneak into the pond with a group of pleco fish? Putting these thoughts aside for later, Lin Hao prioritized evolution. With determination, he began the process. After finishing, Lin Hao reviewed his updated stats. Now a black koi at level 7, with a length of 1.3 meters and weight of 6 pounds. He had a combat strength of 7.7. His skills included camouflage, strong bite, powerful tail sweep, and steel scale armor. Notably, she has a passive divine power, a level 3 fortune house symbol, which accelerates the evolution of surrounding flora and fauna within a small radius. In addition, his camouflage ability allowed him to seamlessly blend into his surroundings when stationary. Lin Hao marveled at his newfound skill, likening it to the ability of a chameleon. He noted the improvement in his divine might, but realized its limitations in accelerating the evolution of the organisms around him, not himself, prompting introspection on his own nature. Meanwhile, over at the pond, a boy and his mother admire the fish. When the soldiers approach, they announce the closure of the area and urge the visitors to leave immediately. The soldiers deployed a device into the pond, leaving Lin Hao confused. Observing the surveillance of the device, Lin Hao doubted its effectiveness in detecting the contents of the pond. However, to his surprise, the device singled him out as a mutant creature, triggering a warning from the system about his imminent capture. As the officers plunged into the pool, the system immediately warned Lin Hao of his marked status as a mutant and urged to leave immediately. Lin Hao warned the officers about the dangerous depths filled with unknown mutants, emphasizing the danger. Undeterred by the risks, Lin Hao decided to venture further, reasoning that action was better than passively waiting. Venturing into the depths, he encountered many terrifying creatures, although he managed to maintain his composure. The system proposed to dive even deeper, but Lin Hao flatly refused, criticizing the lack of concern for his safety. Nevertheless, system suggested making one last attempt, pointing out a large fish nearby. Reluctantly, Lin Hao approached the fish, which was being attacked by Manhwa, sending chills down his spine. As he observed the chaotic scene, he couldn't help but feel afraid. Amazingly, Lin Hao's body reacted with goosebumps, despite his aquatic nature. The system, baffled by this reaction, questioned the significance of his physical response. Lin Hao realized that the fish highlighted by the system was being preyed upon by Manhwa, which further increased his discomfort. Activating his camouflage skill, Lin Hao marveled. This camouflage is quite useful, perfect for sneak attacks. With stealthy precision, he swam towards the fish-infested estuary and quickly devoured its head, likening the experience to eating slippery noodles. Suddenly, the system screen displayed a message. Difficult mission. Eating 10 mutant creatures has been completed. Reward: blue treasure box obtained. Would you like to open the treasure box? Surprised by the sudden completion of his mission, Lin Hao exclaimed, "Oh my! I did it!" Upon opening the treasure box, Lin Hao found the contents obscured from view. Confused, he questioned the system, which explained, "This is a reward box obtained from certain tasks only." Another message appeared, announcing the acquisition of the black iron scale skill, turning Lin Hao's scales into a long-lasting black color. Feeling a strange sensation as his scales hardened, Lin Hao said, "It feels like all my scales are being ripped off, but it doesn't hurt, it feels a bit itchy." Reflecting on his newfound defense, he concluded, "With this scale armor, even if I can't dominate, defending myself shouldn't be a big deal." Suddenly, a menacing creature appeared behind him, its sinister gaze disturbing Lin Hao. Sensing danger, he quickly turned around, identifying the creature as a mutant snake. As the snake lunged towards him, the system warned of his slightly superior fighting strength. Keeping a safe distance from the mutant monster, Lin Hao grinned confidently. "If it's a little stronger, Venom, I'll show you who's boss here." The monster lunged menacingly towards Lin Hao, but he quickly activated his black iron scale skill. The moment the monster bit down, its teeth shattered on Lin Hao's hardened scales, leaving him injured. Seizing the opportunity, Lin Hao unleashed his powerful tail-slamming kick, sending the monster reeling backwards. Undeterred, the monster persisted, prompting Lin Hao to remark, "Animals are still animals, haven't you learned yet?" Lin Hao retaliated by sinking his teeth into the monster's body, causing immense pain. Despite his attempts to retaliate, Lin Hao's reinforced scales protected him from harm. Mocking the monster's feeble attempt to escape, Lin Hao quipped, "Want to run? Are you the one who wants to eat me?" In a final act of defiance, Lin Hao forcefully stripped off the monster's skin, making it writhe in pain. Despite suffering, the monster refused to relent, entangling Lin Hao with its tongue in a desperate attempt to retaliate. Lin Hao quickly activated the powerful scale-strengthening and tail-slamming stance. Twisting his body, he crushed the monster's tongue. With incredible agility, he dove into the snake's mouth. He relentlessly attacked its insides until he made a hole in the snake's body and came out victorious. Defeating the mutant snake, Lin Hao waited for recognition from the system, which then announced, "You have defeated the mutant red-spotted brocade snake." Disappointed by the lackluster response, Lin Hao remarked, "That's it? Finally that bad taste is gone from my mouth. It's time to get mine back." The system revealed Lin Hao's reward. Preying on the red-dot brocade mutant snake. Earned 500 evolution points. Excited by the huge reward, Lin Hao exclaimed, 500 points. That's a lot. The system explained, "This is the result of challenging enemies beyond your current level. Unexpected yet rewarding." Curious about the unexpected result, Lin Hao questioned the system, asking it to activate the crystal in his head. Moments later, Lin Hao underwent a transformation, his human form restored. Opening his eyes, Lin Hao was astonished to find himself human once again, marking the culmination of his incredible evolutionary journey.